There is something about incense. It's like sweet-smelling perfume.
He tells us that our songs of praise and thanksgiving come to him. They don't come as songs. They come as spiritual sacrifices. They come as incense to him.
For from the rising of the sun even unto the going down of the same, my name shall be great among the Gentiles, and in every place incense shall be offered unto my name. As God's people, we are called to offer spiritual sacrifices of praise to God that come up to him as incense. To understand how significant this incense and spiritual sacrifices are to God in our day, we must first trace its origins from ancient times. In the days of Moses, the Lord gave him a specific pattern on how to build a tabernacle, a place where God could dwell among his people, and a place where sacrifices would be offered to him. Inside this tabernacle was the holy place, within which were positioned choice fittings and items.
These three things you can immediately observe. The table of showbread, and then the candlestick. The King James translation uses the term candlestick. That's known as the menorah. It's a candlestick with 7 lamps burning and 7 candlesticks. And then up there, just before the veil, is the altar of incense.
Among all these significant fittings inside the holy place, the altar of incense was the only dedicated item, positioned right before the curtained entrance to the Holy of Holies, from which the priests burned incense, before the Ark of the Covenant. How significant! Another significant place at the tabernacle, from which sweet-smelling savor wafted up to the Lord, was from the bronze altar of burnt offerings.
This is the outer court, this is outside. But you have the altar, the brazen altar, the altar of brass, here, okay, where sacrifices, the burnt offerings were done over here. Then the level where they washed their hands, the basin. The priests washed their hands here before they entered this first part of the tabernacle.
In offering any of these sacrifices, the Lord gave specific regulations and guidelines on the required items of sacrifice, as well as how each one was to be conducted, and when the approved items of sacrifices were brought to the priest, they were burnt on the altar of burnt offering, and as they did, it would waft up to God, as a sweet-smelling savor. With regards to the sacrifices, there were 5 major Levitical sacrifices offered in the tabernacle, and they were the burnt offering, the meal or grain offering, the peace or fellowship offering, the sin offering, and the trespass or guilt offering. However, in spite of how significant these animal and food sacrifices were, it was awfully limiting. Also, God's desired sacrifices were more spiritual than bulls and rams could offer, so God wanted more.
David set up a new tabernacle. The original tabernacle was set up in Gibeon. So what happened was, David said, by the Spirit. He could have never done such a thing, except it was by the Spirit that the ark of God should be taken to Zion. And he also said that the Spirit of God revealed to him everything about the service of the sanctuary. Over in Zion, where the ark now was, God showed David what to do. Set up a choir. They will offer the real sacrifices. The singers were in Zion. So the priests were making all the slaughterings in Gibeon. But the voices of praise were in the tabernacle of David. The tabernacle of Moses had the sacrifices. And God moved from the tabernacle of Moses in Gibeon to the tabernacle of David in Zion. Did they see him as he was moving?